Hello. Welcome to another Funky Marketing podcast. Actually, we are on the webinar, and I hope you are in the right place. Today, it's, I think, fourth in a row Funky Marketing webinar when we are talking about sales, especially focusing on how to accelerate sales velocity. So it's one of eight webinars that we're organizing here as Funky Marketing, when the goal is actually to share some of the things that we learned over the years, and also to give you resources and insights so you can grow as somebody who works in a marketing or as somebody who is running the business, right? So let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Just write me in the chat. Let's see if you can see me and hear me clearly. I can hear myself better than ever. So let's see if that's the case with you as well. Cool. Also, it would be nice to see where are you watching from. So let's see, who do we have here? I know that we have Serbia. I can see Ivan and Daria here, Nenad, some other folks. But who else is in the house? I can't wait to go into the presentation, but want to hear first where you listening from. I know about the guys from Serbia, but you other folks, where are you coming from? Don't be shy. Feel free to discuss in the chat, ask questions. One thing I gotta tell you is that as we prolong with the webinar, we will have a better, more stable video. So have that in mind. If I disappear for a second, I will come right back. Let's hope that's not going to happen. But also, you can turn off all the other, open tabs, applications, devices that are eating your bandwidth, and just listen to this one, so you can have the stable video, and also pour in some drink. I don't know what you are drinking. I'm with Pelinkovac in some kind of like a bitter liquor, because it's the end of the day. I'm going out for a beer after this. So I guess we can go and start with the presentation. Okay, so this webinar, as you might already know because you apply, will cover the definition of sales velocity, factors that affects it, as well as tips on what you can do right now to increase your own company's revenue growth. So we'll cover a lot, no matter if you are a startup, an SMB, or a long-standing corporation. It doesn't matter. You got sales objectives you gotta meet, and the majority of sales goals include more deals closed in a shorter time frame. So this is also known as sales velocity, and this is exactly why we are here. But let's see how we can accelerate sales velocity, and how can we define it first. To be able to accelerate it, we need to know what it is. So sales velocity for me is obvious sales metrics. It explains the amount of revenue you can probably close on a particular day, in essence. And the higher your sales velocity is, the quicker your business growth is. So you can determine it with the following formula, which is number of opportunities multiplied by average deal size, multiplied by win rates or conversion rate, and all of that divided by pipeline length or sales cycle length. So don't worry, don't try to remember the formula. It's obvious one, and you will get the presentation. So worry not about remembering this. But let's go and let's dig a little bit deeper. So first, I want to go through 3 reasons why sales velocity is actually your key metrics. Understanding the sales velocity brings a lot of value to the table. So that is exactly why, before we even try to explain optimizing the sales velocity, let's explore its importance. And for me, it's one of the most important metrics. The way you can increase your sales velocity leads to maximum revenue and scalable business. That's why it's one of the most important ones. So you can always understand your current positions. And I like to use lots of GIFs. So today you're gonna see lots of them, and I hope you like them too, because I'm kind of tired of boring presentations with no memes, with no GIFs, with nothing at all. So I hope you like it too. So sales velocity tells us a lot about the company's potential revenue and health. And as a matter of fact, you can use only these metrics to gauge your business success. And let's look at it. For instance, if you have increased your sales velocity for this month, the sales pipeline will experience more output. In other words, if you're making more new business during the same time frame, this means that your business growth is getting faster. Number 2, this is the far best gift that I found today. And I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. So number 2 is you'll know where you want to go with your business. And sales velocity metrics represents a key milestone in reaching your sales strategy targets and goals. I mean, it's hard to determine the value of one slow moving big dollar enterprise level deal when compared to like several off the shelf contracts. But with sales velocity, you actually get a metric you can use for both of these contracts. So the metrics that tells you which verticals, which cohorts, which strategy, which tactics, or which segment is making the most revenue. Like with any other metrics, the point in sales velocity is wanting to move up and right. The number 3 is you'll get the extra revenue. And yes, a smaller contract is closed faster than an enterprise level opportunity. There's no brainer about it, but you need to optimize the sales pipeline for both types of contracts. You cannot optimize it just for the smaller contracts, or you cannot optimize it just for an enterprise level opportunities. The longer you need to close the deal, the less likely you will close it, because time amplifies that a lots of variables will change, the new ones will appear, and everything is like more unsecure. So when you fasten your sales velocity, you make it likely to improve your win rates across contracts of all sizes. So there are 5 key reasons why your sales pipeline is slow, to start from there. Like in most companies, it's slower than it can be. And that's why we are going into these 5 key reasons why your sales pipeline is slow. And let's see first why deals get slower in the first place, or even why deals get stalled entirely. In essence, we can see like few reasons why opportunities get stuck, why they run into the bottleneck, or why they just move way too slow. So these 5 reasons are also the 5 reasons that are actually main threats to the sales velocity. So let's go and see which they are. The first one is poor decision-making strength. I love these gifts. So if your contracts aren't authorized to close the deals, you'll have really big trouble actually closing them. Even more, if your contracts require buy-ins from entire teams or C-levels before buying, you will need a hell of a lot of time to close and get approval from everyone. And this is a typical sales velocity problem. In fact, like when I created a presentation, I did a research, and from CEB, the typical B2B buying decisions include 6.7 various stakeholders. So let's call them like 6. As a rule of thumb, the more people are included, the more likely the deals will stop before they are through the pipeline. So you need to talk to the right people, and you need to know who those people are and how the process is going. The number 2 is low resources. So let's see, when you don't have enough resources, I mean, the most obvious thing that you will do is you will stall the deal. If the business you're closing doesn't have a budget for your product or the service, they will surely stop the deal. So you need to make sure that you are going after the right clients with the right amount of the budget. That's why like using frameworks like Bund to score and qualify leads can be crucial. And there's one more problem that comes with resource shortages, especially when you're dealing with SaaS or with tech products, and it's called time shortage. So if your prospects don't have enough time to implement your new tools, to learn about them, to onboard others from the company, it will be up to you to explain why the workflow change is worthwhile if you don't give them enough time. So you have to think about that as well. Number 3 is trying to avoid change. People are always hesitate when it comes to changes. And just to make this mic, okay. People are trying to avoid change, and they want everything to stay the same because it's uncertainty. If it's better to choose maybe even the better vendor or the better company that provides certain tools, then go into the uncertainty, and maybe you will choose again the worst one than the one that you have already. So it's all uncertain, and that's what makes people stall the deals. Inertia, unwillingness to change, and the status quo, they have stopped more deals that we can count. In fact, based on the research from the Sales Benchmark Index, 57% of the stop deals are connected to the desire to keep the status quo. In other words, we don't like change, even when it comes with long-term gain. Like if we tell somebody that in 5 or 7 years they will be positive when it comes to expenses, it doesn't mean anything because it's 5 or 7 years. So we need to dig a little bit deeper to educate more, to give more information. And if their existing solution is working, basically you'll have a hard time explaining why it's good to switch to your product. So you can make this easier if you convince them, why benefits from your product are worth the change. If you can address any concerns, then it might be, you might be get to the deal. The number 4 is troubles with closing deals. I like this. Actually, it's a photo. It's not a GIF from Suits. And they're just foreplay. We didn't close shit. We all know that closing is one of the most coveted salesperson skills, and if your team or you got trouble with it, identify and resolve the root issue. Not focus on the client is also one of the things that's here highly important. Don't focus just on closing. Focus on your client's needs and wants. I mean, you should listen to them, not talk to them, but talk with them and listen to them more. Resolve sales objections. Frame your solution based on their wants and their needs. No storytelling. I mean, it's telling us something just by saying it. No storytelling. What you can do is you can share customer success stories. I mean, this way you help prospects imagine their own success with your service or with your product. Also, stories empower your sales pitches. They trigger positive emotions and hormones associated with them. So stories actually earn customer trust as well. When they see other people's success stories, when they know what is your story, they can relate to them, and also like, why are you going towards them? Why are they your ideal clients or customers? You should know all that and implement in a story. Another thing that is important is to forceful closing. I mean, when you pressure people to buy before they are even prepared for it, you may force them off entirely. Rather than closing as fast as possible, you should better concentrate on developing a relationship. I mean, this way you get the long-term clients. And I mean, I can talk from personal experience. Like, I've been creating relationships for 10 years backwards. So when I started my own business, when I started Funky Marketing, I just posted and I left the company. I posted that I'm preparing and building something new, and people were excited. You know, they wanted to work with me now when I'm the founder, and knowing what I know, knowing what I bring to the table. When I posted the first landing page with a huge lead magnet, we nailed the first customer, the first client, the first night. So actually, after we posted the landing page that night, tomorrow morning we met with a potential at that time first client in Bahab Belgrade, and we were able to close them right away. So we got the clients the first day, but actually it's 10 years in the making, creating relationships. So let's move to the next one. What here we have, this is some kind of a mistake. Sorry for repeating this. Yeah, here we are. Okay, so not utilizing the right CRM can also be a huge headache. And you can see I try to explain it with lots of memes and GIFs. So it seems like no-brainer, choosing the CRM, but salespeople often use CRM that's wrong for them. I mean, nothing wrong with a CRM, but just for their case. This results in not spoiling the return of investment they require to justify the expenses or some opportunity pipeline movements. Also, for example, if the CRM isn't capturing data from auto updates and social media, you're likely losing too much energy on a manual entry. So, something to think about. And to move on, it's time. I think for me, this is the most important and probably the most interesting part of today's webinar, when we're going to go in combining art and science. So we're going to go through 11 different strategies for improving the revenue growth. So let's see how we can optimize the sales velocity. Basically, combining art and science, and through these following strategies, basically we concentrate on increasing one of the 4 metrics we use to determine sales velocity. Specifically, you can increase the conversion rate, you can scale the usual deal size, you can get more pipeline opportunities, or you can just make your sales cycle a little or a lot shorter. But before we go into that, let's explain a little bit the theory behind. So let's say you wish to raise the sales velocity by 150%. So looking backwards, this will result in 2.5 bigger revenue generation per day. And it looks like, stop it, mission impossible. You can't wish this to be, but you can do something. So what you can do is optimize the sales velocity, and it will get you worthier deals in a shorter time. So let's go and check those 11 strategies. So small improving steps in the sales process, they may significantly increase the sales velocity. Usually people people go, we want to go big, fast, but usually it's not how it happens. Small steps can actually get you, a lot further than you think, and even change the direction of the company. Not like the example that we just go through, 150% example. Let's see, jumping from $100 to $150 is a 150% raise in sales velocity. So you can drive this when you incrementally improve every factor we use to determine the sales velocity, and all of them combine to increase actually the growth of the revenue. And since you know which indicators you can use to calculate the sales velocity, basically you can easily determine which of them you can control. And if you can control them, then you can control the output. Look, guys, nothing is what I learned here is nothing is that complicated, especially in SaaS, when we have all those expressions, all those different names, all those calculations, but nothing is that complex if you can understand it. So let's go and see what are the strategies. So first one is raise pipeline opportunities. The first way to improve the sales velocity is to actually get more opportunities inside your pipeline. Even if other factors remain the same, more opportunities, just more opportunities gives you the higher sales velocity. So what are some of the strategies to actually improve the number of opportunities inside the pipeline? Increase the number of leads. Every sale starts with a lead. More broad generated or found lead means more opportunity for closing. And here I don't mean by like MQLs, marketing qualified leads, just somebody that downloaded your ebook or just listen to a webinar just like you are. I don't consider you as MQLs. So you need quality leads. That's why the GIF is here. And what's happening is that most businesses struggle with generating quality leads. Some of the basic approaches include social selling. When you go out on social media and you start creating relationships with people, so you give them value, and when they are ready, they come to you and buy. Cold prospecting, when people go out in a cold, just get the phone numbers, get the right customers in their opinion, and go out and do the the outreach. Pay per click, when we go and invest in advertising to get to the right customers or to the right leads. And content marketing, when we invest in content and do a little bit of different approach. But all in all, what you can do is go online. You can educate and help your audience. Social media, we are all spending most of the time of there. And by being active, by giving value, by educating, by helping the audience, it will increase the leads amount. When we do that, the number of pipeline opportunities will increase as well. So the next one is lead outreach optimization. Basically, how do you contact your leads? How are you qualifying them? If there's a big mismatch between the number of leads and the number of opportunities, well, you'll need to optimize how you qualify and contact those leads. And it's exactly related to what I've just said before. So you need quality leads, and you need to think about, not getting more leads, but getting more opportunities out of those leads, more customers and more clients. Some of the basic tips for this includes closing the gap follow-up as fast as you can, optimizing your emails for open rate and delivery, testing your messaging. The phone follows up after emails. I hate this, but I gotta say it because it turns out to be a good practice for this. And more follow-ups. Basically, you are doing the thing that I just mentioned. Be more present, respond faster to the things, respond faster to the opportunities, and test things. Try out things, see what's working, see what's not working, optimize and improve. This is how you get better at everything. Another one is optimize lead to opportunity conversion rate. So we just said that we need more leads, we need to have more lead opportunity inside the pipeline, and now we are talking that we need to optimize lead to opportunity conversion rate. So if we get more quality leads, then we can have more of them converting to the opportunities. But let's see how we can actually do that. This is often the bottleneck in lots of companies. So how can we scale up the opportunity generation? Calling, emailing all day. Well, I mean, we can, I'm sure that you agree that we can spend our time better somewhere else. In fact, like sales individuals lose a lot of work time on prospecting. And while this does seem like time well spent, like we are actually researching and finding the right customers, this also means less time to actually close the deals. This can blow back in your face if you not do it right. So whether inbound or outbound, you need to automate the prospecting workflow, and your sales velocity will thank you. I mean, automatically reaching out to a group of qualified leads increases your opportunity rate. Basically, you need to find ways that you can optimize everything you do, not just one part of the process, but all of it. So what you can do is follow the next step. Enter the group of qualified leads, open the campaign, push an individual email sequence, flag automatically leads who open or responded, begin a real convo, and when you got a fit, you convert them into an opportunities. Now I just discovered the America for you, right? But that is the process. Okay, so I needed to say it. Let's go further. Take care with leads who aren't qualified. So this is interesting one. Never lower the quality of your leads just to increase the number of opportunities. I mean, more but less qualified opportunities means a lower win rate. So keep the quality wherever you do. Let me repeat that again. Less qualified opportunities means a lower win rate because you can convert less of them to the opportunities. Close more deals, improve the conversion rate. In other words, increasing the win rate. There's no universal solutions for this. Okay, but what you can do is take a look at your sales process and preparation. Is there anything that you can improve? I mean, I remember just talking with a existing client, and we've been going through some of the things and checking why they are converting only 2% of the subscribers free on a free trial to the paid customers. And we went through each sequence of the process, optimized everything, and then we found out where actually the process is leaking. So this is exactly what you need to do. If you are getting people to the website, to the landing page, to the process, to the call, you need to optimize the place where you are taking them. So, the rest of the process goes out smoothly. You don't want to get people to somewhere where you don't have it perfected, and then the whole customer experience will be worse and you will lose the deal. Optimize the process of sales discovery. Usually the sales discovery process, well, it's very shallow, and a lot of us just dive into pitching without comprehending the limitations and the true issues of buyers. And I mean, what you need is a detailed understanding of your buyers' issues and sales circumstances. This means going out of just, business metrics, business part of their world, but also going more wider than that. This way you can position your solution a lot better. I mean, what you don't want to do is you don't want to spray and pray generic sales pitches. You don't want to force people to buy or to even get to the part of the process. Show an actual solution for a particular issue. I mean, improve your sales process just by focusing on better sales discovery. That can be one of the solutions. Based on the, I checked out the chorus research, and more engaging questions increase lead to close sales by 60%. By 60%, just because you are, getting into discussions and getting more engaged with your prospects. 2 or 5 more are just enough. This is the primary function of sales discovery. I mean, to begin the convo and to find bridges between your solution and customers' want and needs. Improve discovery improves positioning. And when the positioning is improved, the win rate itself will improve as well. So next thing is collect more intelligence. I mean, let's be honest. To win more deals, you need more data regarding buyers. Selling blindly means, zero context for your prospects. And a lot of companies are going blind into the sales. They're, without knowing their prospects' wants, without knowing their needs, and zero alignment as well. You can collect the starting data through discovery. You can listen to podcasts where your buyers appear as well. Podcasts are a good solution because you don't have a chance to talk directly to your customers. If you're working in marketing, for example, you don't always get to listen to the sales call, but you can find all those people or your ICPs, your prospects, you can find them on podcasts. Today, people are sharing lots of stuff. Even on business podcasts, they are sharing more than business. So you can easily get to know them. See what are their routines, what are some things that stands out, what are some unique things for like 3 different groups of prospects. So find those patterns. This way, basically you will see their personal needs, you will see their wants, you will see the lingo, and you will actually find out the details about their life. What happens when you already have the data? Well, McKinsey says that better pre-sale processes such as discovery, such as qualification, such as preparation, result in improved sales processes. So if you do the discovery phase the right way, if you find the right information, basically the rest of the process aligns with it and becomes more and more easier. Quicker opportunity response. So to improve your conversion rate and to quicken the sales cycle, you just need to be faster. You need to just respond faster to opportunities. Since lots of sales individuals split their energy and time, opportunities may just sit in the sales pipeline. Those kind of things lowers your sales rate. I remember when we were working for, let me give you an example. It's from B2C, but it doesn't matter. We were selling garage doors somewhere in Austria and Slovenia. And basically, we were running Facebook ads when we have qualified people through the survey. So they gave us all the information. When I say all the information, I mean the size of the door, the model, the color, where they are, where do they need the door, even the address and the phone number. And we found out that lots of people were leaving their data and filling in the survey like from 1 p.m., from 1 a.m., so in the night, until like 7 a.m. in the morning. Probably it's when their, wives were sleeping. Usually those were men. That's why I'm saying their wives. They were sleeping, or, they have free time. Their kids were sleeping and they were having, but when somebody fills in the survey and say they want the garage doors, it means they want them now. They gave you the phone number, they gave you the address, everything. You just need to call them. And the idea was for the company to call them. So we were receiving lots of great results. And when we asked them, like, did you close those deals? Just to check, are those the right leads or how's the process going? They told us, we didn't. We were waiting for a day or two, then we're going to send them an email. Dude, they gave you the phone number. They gave you the address. You need to call them yesterday. And this is what actually lowers your sales rate and actually lowers your revenue. Research states that contacts with leads inside the first 3 minutes increases the conversion rate by almost 100%. 100%. Moreover, those that take more than a day to contact the leads are 60 times less likely to qualify the lead when compared to ones who responds inside the first hour. So, just like with anything in business, the faster wins the day. And automating sales may help here as well. It will free up the time, give you a quicker response rate, and contact as soon as the leads are comfortable to become actually the sales opportunity. You can simply send messages automatically when certain conditions are made. And this can be something that will trigger you to do certain action. Or, in today's world, it can be the AI that does things. But the fact is that you need to do something and you need to do it fast. So raise the deal size. This depends on the product you sell. Some are more suited for this than others. If you can raise the deal size, when you can sell more products in one buying or raise the service scope, the fact is that you will improve your sales velocity. Strategize with upselling. If you're working in marketing, we all kind of love the upselling because it's something that that you are doing with less effort. The simplest way to increase the deal size is to upsell. It's an elegant method. Just forcing bigger deals gets you nowhere. The point is making the upselling into strategic opportunities for the clients. Like during discovery, check whether a bigger deal or increased service scope provides benefits to the buyers. Besides the starting problem, they are trying to solve maybe the bigger one. For example, bigger solutions may streamline their work and it may result in more revenue for them. And when they have the more revenue, it means that you will get the more revenue too. So think about that as well. Think about the upsell. Sit in the market middle. This is the great gift. So people often overlook raising their average deal value through a focus on the middle of the market. We all go, even or to the bottom or to the top of the market, and lots of us focus on volume. So it means smaller, faster sales or large wins, which are slow, and in most cases, those are enterprise level deals. But yet we ignore the market, the mid of the market. And this is where the majority of opportunities are. When you adequately qualify for such deal, you get the best of everything. So basically, dramatically bigger value of deals compared to the lower market deals, and significantly quicker closing time than it's compared to the upper market deals. So if you can combine those two, you get a profitable strategy. And particularly when you focus on the lower market and quick deals, it's going a bit up in the market. It what gets you foot through the door without the unneeded details. So, for example, if your ICPs are small companies, by going to the mid-sized companies, you will get those smaller ones that have the budget for your product or your service. So you always need to think about it. Increase your price. It's a no-brainer. You pick your fate, you pay your price. A simple solution. If you can do it, go for it. By all means, most businesses go with value-based prices. In this way, I mean, you can charge more if your product or the service gives more value to the buyers. This isn't a like universal solution, but it is the right one to increase the revenue. I mean, most of the time. This is the interesting one. So make the sales cycle shorter. It's the ultimate goal. So the more time you need to close the deal, the lower is your sales velocity. While some do take a lot of time, if you can shorten the ones that you can, you will benefit from it. When it makes sense, of course, I mean, first you need to think about the discovery and the sales intelligence, and you need to use them to make your sales cycle shorter. And I mean, it's directly tied to it. So improve, as we already said a couple of times, if you improve the discovery, if you do well the sales intelligence, if you do well the start of it, and the process, and you have the process in place without leaking anywhere, you will make your sales cycle shorter. Defining the timeline on time. This is also something that you should do if you can. Define the buying decision process timeline. You won't only better prioritize or qualify your opportunities, but you will also make an official contract between you and between the buyers regarding the expectations from both sides. So doing everything on time, having specific times for everything, creating the expectations upfront, those things are important. Automate the funnel sequence and follow-ups. Also, no-brainer here. It's something that you should do for the specific things, and that got us to the end of this part, or like 11 strategies. Lots of things have been said there. Most of them are kind of like maybe basic if you think about it, because you need to just do well the discovery, get right the intelligence and the data, get to know your customers, get to know, be active, create relationships, have the process in place, fix out the things that are leaking, and basically it will get you to your goals. So said like this, it doesn't sound that complicated, right? So let's see. There's one more thing that I want to talk about on the webinar, and it's 9 closing tactics to improve the sales velocity. So I think it's important to know how to close, and lots of people are not good at that, and we can all get better. And let's see how we can do it. I mean, closing is all about explaining why your buyer is making the right decision. Like getting them to understand why that is the right decision for them. So let's see. Make the deal sweeter. I mean, basically, let's see. Do your clients require some, extra persuasion? I mean, then you can give them like a discount, make it a special one, or give them a freebie. The more valuable the bonus, the sweeter the deal. If you don't know what to offer, just ask yourself, like, what would make me take the deal? That's why we have these retargeting campaigns with discounts. When somebody's coming to our website and let's say they read 2 or 3 articles. They check out couple of products. They even add them to the to the basket, or how do we call it these days, and they take it back. And when you see all that, I mean, of course, you're going to retarget them and you're going to get them back to the website. It means that something was missing. The buying intent is there, but something is missing. So you can give them maybe a special discount or a freebie or something that will take them back to the website and get them to convert. I mean, if you're truly devoted, you can take out the calculator and figure out how much more you can offer or save. Crunch the figures in front of the buyer, and a simple but effective method that will show you that what you offer has a bonus value. So that's the first one. The second one is talk directly. You don't need any secret persuasion techniques to make someone buy, okay? What some experts are telling you, you don't need it. I mean, I'm not the sales expert, and I'm able to sell most of the things when people are coming to us. So just be simple and be straightforward. Will you do business with us? Do you want to move forward? The only caveat here is that you need confidence in the buyer's intention to purchase. If you're mostly sure about the readiness of the prospect, you should go at it directly. That's why I preach about the inbound marketing and educating, creating the awareness, educating the customers so they come to you. When they come to you, you can know that they are ready to buy. Third one, write it down. Basically, it's the best way to obtain a formal contract as soon as you can. If your contract is typically just like print it out before the call. If you got special clauses or you have customized some agreements, type them as you close. In the same week, in the same work, all of that you use during the call. Formal contracts equal more commitments. So try to make it more informal and try to get to that as fast as possible, because nobody wants to get through the contracts. Nobody wants to deal with that. We all want to go through it, but sometimes we need to go through the NDAs, to some other things. So you need to have that in mind as well. But if you have a chance and you can do it in more informal way, because making something that's formal more informal will get you that step further. Talk about the benefits. Once you show how your solution meets their wants and their needs, you should sum it up with listing the different benefits. So basically, what you can do is you can print out a list for yourself beforehand. Then you can just read it. Our solutions bring X, Y, Z benefits. Not only is this like a great summary for the call, but you also make the other side engage in repeating why purchasing from your business is the right decision. Their reactions give you the space to move towards signing the agreement. So think about the benefits. And what I always like to say, like write things down and read it. Not only the benefits, but also lots of other things. Removing the pressure, removing the friction is always a good advice. Normal closing talk such as, do you need my help, is perfect for reframing the prospect's perspective about the relationship between you two. Helping toward in deal closing shifts the view of yourself from an egocentric, like sales individual, to an actually helpful advisor. And if your prospect don't like pushing, and most of them don't, this is the perfect solution. You show you want their business, but without the added pressure. So think about the ways that you can eliminate the pressure. Hold steadfast. This doesn't mean to outright refuse to negotiate. It doesn't mean that. Rather, that you try to stay in the same location while you negotiate. Physically, if the client is moving about or standing or sitting, you just keep your cool. Changes in body position symbolize the change of the situation. This may suggest to your clients that negotiating is, worsening or going towards the end. So think about that as well. Let them think. Give people time and space to think. Sometimes they do need free space to go over the contract. If this is the case, just give them some space. No brainer. This works wonders when your clients need more research or they need like C-level alignment, depending on who you are talking with. The only problem is you'll have to follow up more than once. Who's saying that? Like follow up till death, and that's always an interesting thing. There was a story when the guy sent an outreach message and got a response, and basically the guy said, okay, follow up with me next week, and he followed up and didn't get the answer. So he follow up, put it on automation and follow up every second week for, I think, 2 years, something like that. I think it was Tele-FT now, I remember. And basically after 2 years or maybe 3 years, the guy calls him suddenly from unknown number. And he told him, hey, this is me. We talked like a couple of years ago. Are you free for lunch? What actually happened is that he got into the work, and basically he got the assignment that he moved from US, I think, to China or something like that, and was out of the state for 2 years. And then he came back and he called him right away because he followed up every second week. So this is actually an interesting one. Open-ended questions. Look, like, is your prospect losing focus or interest? Ask open-ended questions. It's something that I'm repeating all the time. Tell me more. This makes them rethink the scenario and engage again. For instance, when you're quite along the purchase cycle and you want to move the sales forward, just ask like, tell me, what's our next step? Where are we going now? It's not about placing the clients in the spotlight. It's rather using questions that move them to the next step or call out hesitations. If they say something negative, address their issues and demonstrate the benefits. Don't stop the game. Whatever happens, you don't want to stop the game. Process is good. One of the simplest tactics to close a deal is to simply use the momentum you already have. And you remember we talked about going faster. Statements like, are you prepared to move to the next step? I already have the contract. Emphasize the formality of the situation and the next obvious step. So when you can contact the buying with the progress, your prospects will be more open to agreeing with you. And let's see what can we have as conclusion from this webinar. Basically, I said a lot in an hour. I said so many things. Like, sales velocity is the speed of a sales process. It's how quickly you can generate more revenue, how quickly you can close deals. If you can do it faster, which will ultimately lead to increasing profitability for your company. You want to do everything possible today that will make this happen in the future for yourself or your clients. Make sure you stay on the top of leads, nurture them through the funnel, and avoid missed opportunities by following these experts' tips from me and my team. That's it, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I hope it wasn't boring. I hope that we didn't have too many gifts. So let me see, because I don't see the questions. So let's see what you have written here. Job turnover in 3.5 years. Well, definitely. Depends where you are in your life cycles. I know what was the moment that when you said that, Frank. I agree. I do not need 11. I need 4. That's also a very good point. Need to be tactical. Yes, you need to have capacity to handle the leads. Oh, that's a totally different topic. Definitely, you need to have the capacity to handle the leads, especially if you have lots of them. Statistic, yeah, I will share the presentation and everything for sure. Let's see, what is the data pointing about questions. I didn't get where at which point was the question asked, so I'll have to skip that. Sorry, Frank. But yeah, guys, let me know if you have any more questions. I have a few more minutes. You will get the presentation, you will get the recordings, and for some of you it might be this quite simple, and you might understand it. Some of you might need more time to go through it, to go again through the presentation, to go again through all those numbers and all those details. And take your time. If me and my team can help you with something, feel free to reach out. We are having I think 4 more webinars. And I think the next one is quite interesting. Frank, no worries. I'll reach out to you. I think we are going into the content thing next week, when my colleague Ivan is going to host the webinar. Not sure if that is one on schedule, but hopefully yes. And lots more coming up. You are all on the list, so I will send you the invite for those events as well. Guys, you have lots of these things on Funky Marketing website and on Funky Marketing show podcast that we are hosting when we are coming up with new stuff every week. Next week we are coming up with a special guest. So yesterday I recorded the episode with Mr. Rory Sutherland, so vice chairman of the Ogilvy UK, one of the legends and pioneers of marketing. We talked about B2B marketing, decision making, changes related to the pandemic, to using more video calls instead of the events and conferences. I think you will love it. But find Funky Marketing Show on your best platform when you are following the podcast, or it can be on YouTube. Just go into the search and type Funky Marketing Show. You will find the episodes. Subscribe if you didn't already, so you get notified about all the episodes. And thanks for being here. I hope this was useful. Thank you for all of you that lasted until the end. And see you on LinkedIn, or talk to you next week on another webinar. Bye, guys.